Hi and welcome to SQL Injection Master Course. My name is Hitesh and below is my web homepage where you can access details about me and can leave your feedback to me. Now moving ahead in this course, we have already covered what are the types of injection by which you can easily flow out into various applications and can gain various names in the pen testing field. Also what you can do implementation is quite a way big in the SQL injection part. All the major giant organizations like Facebook, Google really appreciate that if you report any SQL vulnerability and the reward is quite high. I have received quite a one of them in various injections having in vulnerabilities in the Facebook, in the Google, and they reward quite a much like even the $1,500, $2,000 or maybe more depending upon the severity of the vulnerability. But in this section we are not going to open our anything like that, and we are going to just focus on the things like how we can learn some advanced commands of SQL so that they can assist us in the live environment. So let us first set up our lesson number 5 and then moving ahead on the command prompt to learn those commands. So for that we need to switch to our virtual machine. Here we are. Let me open up the command prompt. You can see lesson5.zip is here. You will also find it in the platform where you have purchased my course, or if you have purchased it directly from me, then you can leave your email to me for about in the query about these zip file. So let us try to put all these things here. Now what I would really like to is I want to travel to the desktop, do a quick ls. I would like to move this zip file to /var/www/master. I would like to travel to this directory to www/master, and if I do a quick ls here, what I find out here is the lesson 5 zip file is here. I want to unzip the contents of lesson 5. Okay, the zip file is here. Now let me run. I have already run the Apache server and MySQL. As you can see, the commands are very simple, and I hope by the meantime you have learned them. So let us move back to lesson number 5. Okay, so here is the things, and here we have got a nice annoying image which is one of my favorite cartoons of the old time, the legendary Tom and Jerry. Okay, so let us put the things as it says $ID equals 1. Okay, let me hit. So it says you are in Hitesh, website is being displayed and you are in. Let me hit a single quote. Okay, so error is here, and let me try to fix it. --plus. Okay, so it is being fixed. Now let me try to dump some things like order by 1. Okay, so order by, let's say, 5 or 4. Okay, then union all select 1, 2, 3. Okay, nothing is being displayed. Let me put a minus here. Okay, nothing is out here. So I'm not getting any number out here. So what could be the things that I might be missing out here? I have put a minus sign, I have put everything out here, the error was there, but no things have been displayed so far. And if I try out anything, there is no firewall of course, so that I can try some other combinations and trying to bypass, since this is a very different type of query, because we are getting the result out in this you are in phase and we are not getting anything out of here. Now this is really important part to understand, that we need to actually, the point here is what I mentioned is that we are getting an error out here. Let me just put a single quote here. Then again we are getting an error. Let me put a 1 and a slash, and the error is here. Now the point of concern here is that we are getting an error, and if we generate these error in some controlled manners so that we can get our result in the form of an error, then we can dump the database and find out all the related things. But in order to understand all these things, I'm going to write out 26 commands or 26 important commands of MySQL that will help you to assist to crack this challenge. So let us move back. Let me move back here, and in order to start MySQL prompt, we have to go to the MySQL, and the user is root and the password is tour. MySQL prompt is here. Okay, so it's time to learn those 26 commands which will be helping you to generate the error in some controlled manner. So let's try to hit all of that. So first of all, I would really like to talk about a random function. So let me select, and that is a random. And I have to put a colon sign since this is an application here. And in the real world, you don't need to put a colon sign because we are commenting out rest of the section from the right side. I hope you got the thing. So it generates me a random number. If I do it again, I get another some number, and in the meantime I'm getting and generating different numbers. Okay, this was the first one. Then the second one here is the count. So I want to select count. That is a function, and I want to all, and I have to assign it from where I want to count. So I'll count it from information underscore schema and dot tables. So I would like to count from here. Oops, a small mistake. I forgot to put a S sign. So it's counting me all the things out here, and it's going to give me the same output. So we have studied the random function and count function. Now let us try to go one more thing. The third command will be select, check the random function, and multiply it with some values. Like for example, multiply it with the 4. Oops, I forgot to put a colon sign here. So it's generating a random number and it's trying to multiply it each and every time with the digit 4. Okay, we have learned the third command. Now the fourth command is select. There is also one very good function that is floor, and we can assign it. But in the floor function, what I want to take is I want to take any of the random numbers. So first of all, I'll generate a random number, and then I will tell it select floor, and in that I would really like to put any random values or random numbers. So let me put a random number from here, and let me copy it, and let me paste it here. So the point you will notice out here is every time it's giving us the number 2. So it's actually rounding up the things for us. I hope you got the point. Okay, now just don't lose your patience here, because what we are going to and how we are going to apply all these concepts, this definitely we are going to apply each and every of them, but you have to be a bit more patient about it. Also, when I run this, you might notice that here is the floor. That is the name what we have given out here. We can also change the name easily if we assign some things like as, let's say, Hitesh. Okay, so the name of the column is being changed. I can also assign it to a bit simpler one. Let's keep it very simple as A. So the things are now A, and it's displaying me a result as A. Now let me select. The next command that we are going to run is 7th command, that is select. Then we have to put table underscore name from information underscore schema dot tables, and the next command that we are going to learn is group by. So group by, and we have to assign it table underscore schema, and let's end it. Okay, so it's giving me some result. The emails and all the things are being displayed out here. This is the email. So we have grouped according to the table underscore schema. So this is the 7th command that we have got. Now in the 8th command, I would like to just select the database, that is the security database in which we are out here. Again, a mistake. I really don't like that. Select database. I usually forgot to put a colon sign out here. So let me first show databases. Use security database change. So let me show what this select database does when we are into some database. Really, I'm sorry about prompting out every time, prompting out from the command prompt of MySQL, as I forgot to put the name. So it has selected the database name, and it shows that database is the function that you have selected, and you have got your database, that is security. And that's a pretty simple command, our 8th command. And in the 9th command, I would like to do some you can say mischief, and I would like to select, okay, let's first of all, this is our command, select database. And what I really want to do inside the select database, I would really like to put a bracket out here and close everything into the bracket. And again, let me just be crazy and put a select here. So, and let me check what happens when it happens. So now the things have got interesting. Database, first of all it was, and now what it has become is select database. Now just keep your patience here, because we are trying to do some double query injection out here with the help of these 26 commands. So the command number 10 we have learned. So now what I would like to do is again some things which are really different. So let me put a select. Now let me put a concat, select concat, and select database. And just don't forget to put out these brackets in a very precise manner, because once if you are going not to put these brackets in a precise manner, and everything just wash it out. So what we have got is, again we have got a concat, but select database is still out here, and we have concatenated everything here. Okay, so let me put up the things again into some more next commands. So select concat, and this time I would like to put some fancy characters. Now a small assignment you can say for yourself as well. So 0x3a, that is I'm putting a hex decimal values here, and again 0x3a. Now try to find out why these 036a stands are outing here and for what they stand for. They are simply a character to make the output as a fancy, but you have to make sure that you understand that why I'm putting this and what is actually depleting. Is it a comma? Is it a, you can say, colon, or whatever it is. So let me put x0 x3a. So I have put a 0x3a everywhere, and we got an error. Let me solve this. I have I forgot to put a comma here. Okay, so 0x3a is directly depleting me out here. You can also, you don't require these 0x3a, you can get rid of them as well. So once you have got this, now let me again go back and select some of these. This is quite a lengthy output, so let me put just a here so that we can get an output name that changed as a. So this is pretty much better as compared to this huge data. You can just put a here and get it. It's a simple, pretty simple SQL commands that we have got. Now let's get and try to make things a bit more aggressively. So what I can do here is I can place some things like, let me put a function that is floor function, and also in the floor function I would like to apply a random function. And yes, things are getting complicated here, and I really want to make them complicated at this point, as this injection is not that much simple. Okay, now let us check out what is happening next. So now you might be noticed that you are getting a 1 just after the security, and here is your answer why I have put the 0x3a. So this is why I was actually putting it. So make sure that I want to make sure that database name is actually separated. So sometimes you have got 0, sometimes you have got 1. So it will all depend on the randomness, because I have multiplied everything with the 2, and since the random function always displays an output which is in between 0 and 1. So that's why it is only giving me an output by floor function is you can say making it a round number and giving us an output of 0 and 1. So this is what we have done so far after applying a number. Now let me take things to a next level, and after A I would like to put, let's say, from information underscore schema dot tables, and let's hit a colon. Yes, I have hit a colon, and let me go that. So everything is being displayed in form of zeros, ones, and zeros and ones. I hope it is a bit more visible to all the 55 rows. So we have done that. Now apart from that, what we can do, I can also be little more crazy by grouping them by A. So let me write a command for it. So it's very simple, group by A. Okay, so group by A, that means 0 and 1 are the only output in front of me. So you can simply call these double query injection. What I conclude from this so far here is that double query injection can be of two types. If you've heard about them, they are the Boolean based and the time based. In this case, we are just either getting an error yes or not getting an error, that is false. So that means we have got a Boolean injection which is out in the lesson number 5. So let us try it, and after grouping it by this command, what you can also do, a select dot columns, and you can also get a group by A. That's the pretty same thing. You can do any of that. That's the pretty much same, you can say, for in our case. So we are just leaving it here, and now what extra we can do here is we can apply some count function here in place of. So let me put everything just here, and let me go here. Okay, so we have got a concat. So what I can do here is I can simply say select, I can make a count here, and I want everything, and I would like to put a comma here, and I would like to remain all extra things just like here, and let me check out what can be the output by this command. Okay, so it's counting me all the things, 277 and 263. So that's a pretty good and nice and neat output what we have got. Now yes, some of you might have lost their patience so far, that what we are actually trying to do. We are trying to be a lot more crazy here. And yes, craziness is all about penetration testing, what we do, what we get from the various errors. Okay, so what extra I can do here is, now let me check the things that we can have here. Now somehow I want to dump the database here. So how can I dump the database here is, let me check out. So everything is set. Okay, let me again do that. Okay, so I have run these commands again and again, and now you have said first time I got an output. That is okay, but I didn't wanted an output, I wanted an error. Now it says duplicate entry, and here is our beautiful database name. Now let me again run this command. Okay, again. This is times we have got an output, but we don't want an output. Now keep this in mind that you have to run again and again this command in case you don't get an output here in the form of error, because we are quite fond of errors. We are pen testers. We need errors. Here we have got. So what I noticed that if this query is really an important one, if I get this query and modify it, because this part is really important. If I amend this part, then I can dump out the database name, the version name, and quite other things. Let me check out that as well. So in case of database, if I check out as, let's say, version, and put a function here. Okay, yes, this time it's the error. Now you might be saying, hey Hitesh, we are dumping in form of this actual result also. Why are you interested in the errors? If you notice again that in our challenge here we are only getting an error, so we need to get all the outputs in form of an error. So what you can do apart from the version, what you can find out is lots of other things. Let's say for example I want to find out let's say user. So how can I find out that user? Very simple. Oh, I don't need in this way. I need an error. Give me an error. Yes, it is. So here it is giving me an error. So it is not actually in my control. I have to just again and again run the command. So username is out here. Can I dump some other and important things out here? Let us check that as well. Table underscore name from information underscore schema dot tables where table underscore schema equals database. So is this thing working? Okay, subquery returns more than one row. Now this is not good because I haven't applied a very good function, that is I haven't limited the things. So limit 0, 1 is the by default one. Okay, emails. I hope it is visible. Too much text on the screen. This is the emails, and 0, 1 is being displayed. 1, 1. Okay, refers is the another table name, and if I change it to, let's say, 2, 1, it is uagents. So I'm getting everything in a controlled precise error, that how can I actually get each and everything. So this query is actually getting out so many things, and really video is getting too much delay in length. So what I really want to focus here after all these generated query is very simple, that I am just want to teach you how you can make the errors in a controlled and a precise way to dump out everything. Now this is all about the double query injection, and since this is a boolean based, I have to control these errors in somehow, and in the next video I'm going to show you how you can actually apply all these knowledge into a real world platform so that you can attack into any web application. Yes, of course, for a penetration testing purpose only. So with this, let's end up this video, and thank you so much for watching.